Hello, trading is closed on August 1st, 2025. As always, we'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, and then make our predictions. It's my trading plan for Monday, which is August 4th. Remember, it's a plan. I can change it. I can be wrong. Also, I'm not going to trade Monday or Tuesday. I'll be busy most of the day. I'll be busy tomorrow and don't have as much time as I normally have to do my analysis, and that's going to be true off and on till the middle of next month. So bear that in mind if you're going to risk your money. We look for the pattern with the early high, which is this, and usually it's a rally day. Failure is a straight line drop, and that would be a straight line drop. And the rule is when you get a straight line drop, the drop's not over. So we're going to trade lower than we traded today. Now, it doesn't have to come immediately, although it usually will. You could even argue that we gapped down, hit a lower low, and closed over all the lows. But recognizing that, I'm going to say this is a pattern which should mark a significant high, and I'm just going to ignore bull signals for now, other than looking for places to short the market. We had some targets we get to cross off the list, 6,340 and 6,270.48. You'll recall in the middle of last month we had a cluster of targets which did not print in their preferred time frame. As we rocketed way past these numbers, I said that based on past experience at some time they would print. I just couldn't say when, and now they've all printed. We still have two targets from this year which haven't printed, 54, 89, 50. That looks like a bridge too far for me. I'm not certain that one's going to print. 59, 16, 20. I can't say it's guaranteed, but it certainly is in range, as we're going to discuss how low the drop could take us. So we're now down to two targets which haven't printed for this year. In all of last year we had one, and that's out of about 650 targets a year. So out of over 1,000 targets, we have three which haven't printed in the last year and 7 months. During the day, as we were dropping, MEJT gave a buy signal described on page 120 of my book. It said we're going to have a strong rally before Monday's close. He didn't say where it would start, but it should be strong. And if you measure from here to here, that's over 50 handles. So that's your strong rally. Now it says in the book it should be 8 to 10 points. When I wrote the book, that was about a 1% move. It was pretty significant. 8 to 10 points isn't too significant now, but I don't know what point value to give. The last time the signal printed, and these don't print too often, we had 40 points. I think this is 55. So it's pretty reliable. I've had 2 or 3 failures in 23 years. So maybe 1 every 10 years or so. Later on, we had an ultimate sell signal with a higher target. The ultimate sell signal panned out. MEJT said it was false, the drop wouldn't stick. We got the higher target too, so that's already played out. Now we had a number of other targets, a lot of which we're taking care of this week. We said yesterday that one of my patterns was a reversal bar when the Bollinger Band was flat, targeted a challenge of the lower bar. And it didn't have to touch. Didn't say it wouldn't, but it didn't have to. And it doesn't mean it would happen in a day, but it certainly did. So that has been satisfied. Now that's a target. It's not a stop and reverse. But this pattern works. That's a pretty reliable pattern too, if it isn't reversed immediately. Now, because the DeMark sell signals took so long to start paying off, we shouldn't collapse. And you still have support at and 1 bar under the TDST line, which is 6,025.17. So let's keep track of support levels as we're considering where this could end. So at and 1 bar under 6,025.17 is one support level. $59.16 and 0.20 and just under it is one other support level. So there are two support levels by the 100 handles apart, and there's one more I think we should pay attention to. First, we said earlier on, after we had this drop, that there was a straight line drop through the support, tends to return to that line at some point. We did that yesterday, so that's been satisfied too. But the only thing which was not satisfied was we said from DeMark, as long as this line held, we should trade 230 handles over this line. And we came close, but we didn't make it. What's interesting is if you measure from the last challenge of the line, it's 230 points right on the nose, but I don't think that's how DeMark counts it. Maybe somebody's more familiar with his work than I am and can correct me, but I'm going to call that one a miss. Now we have to find some way to count the waves or else something isn't right. So we have our standard count. We have an A, we have a B, we have a C for A of 2. And I'll show you how to count this wave up in just a minute. But this is a possible B of 2. And if that's right, and there's nothing wrong with the count, wave blue C, a blue 2, should have some kind of Fibonacci ratio, usually, to A of 2. And that's a huge thing. I mean, this is a big move. That's too big for me. If we said previously we shouldn't have a large drop based on the DeMark sell signals. So let's take a closer look at this alternate count, where this is ABC for A, and this is an A, and the B, and the C. That count works this way. Here's your A, and here's your A, your B, and your C. It's not a perfect Fibonacci ratio C to A, but if you ignore this spike here and put it in the middle, it does work. So what if this is B? Then you would like to have C, magenta C, have some kind of relationship to magenta A. Well, it should be one of these numbers. If we're going to get my 5912 print, which I'd like, and you have a 78.6% ratio between magenta A and magenta C, you'd bottom around 58.49.94. We'll call it 58.50. So we have a legitimate target here at 58.50, and here's what I like about the target. I'm going to come back to that. I'll come back to 58.50 in just a minute. I want to show you this is the old count. I just can't make C work. So we always say one count isn't the only count, and I'm counting this as an ABC, and all these fibs work. All the shorter, this is an ABC with good fibs. This is an ABC with good fibs. Now I know blue C doesn't look like it's equal to blue A, but that's an optical illusion. Blue C and blue A are equal, and that's a valid count. Now, let's see why I like 58.50. I have a long-standing price target measuring from here to here of 69, 97, 87. I've had that for months. Let's see what happens if we complete magenta C, which would complete blue 2 right at 5850, which is this line in brown. If this line ends wave 2 and starts wave 3, and you measure from wave 1, wave 3 is equal to wave 1, pretty much right on my target. This thing slipped. I mean, it's right there. So just because it makes a pretty picture doesn't make it right, and just because those fibs work doesn't mean some other fibs won't. But I'm going to pencil that in for about as low as I'd like to see us go. Monday's pattern has a really high regardless of where we open. Tuesday's normally bullish pattern was bearish unless reversed totally and promptly, which is most unlikely. It's not going to happen. We should trade lower Monday even if we don't close lower. It's possible to count the rally leg as complete with that ABC. It's confirmed by a number of indicators proprietary to other people. Other of the indicators have switched direction. It's impossible to predict the extent of the decline with certainty, but there are support areas near 6,025 and just over 5,900 cash, and there is excellent wave balance near 5850. So it's the pattern with the early high. I'm not going to be able to follow it. I'll still try to do my videos. We took care of a lot of old targets today. I think we have lower to go, but don't forget, by the end of the year, I still think we're going to be much higher. We have been saying a drop could come at any time. I have to admit, whenever they come, they surprise me, but the timing surprises me, not the time, not the fact that it happened. And that's today's call.